So, some bad news. My little try to get my air conditioner to thaw thing didn't work. It quit working. It did thaw out, and it did come back on, and if that would have been the only problem, it would have worked. I would have got away with it. But something else is obviously wrong with my air conditioner. So, I'm going to come and work on the air conditioner. I'm going to show you what's involved in a service call. When you have those people that come to your house and you're like, what are they doing back there? What are they even doing? I'm going to show you. And I actually have, I've got my helpers with me. Where are my helpers? Oh, I got 1, 2, oh! I got 3 helpers, but one is crawling around. You girls going to help me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I took the door off the air conditioner here, and you kind of look for things that are maybe exploded. And this one's got a little light on it. So 4 and 7, and we got to look up what 4 and 7 means. What do you think? Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 4 and 7. So it's actually 7 and 4. No 248 compressor. But that's just because I shut the disconnect off. So put it off for safety's sake. Oh, and it came back on. Well, that's good. That's somewhat good news. But we have to figure out what's actually going on with it. I heard the compressor come on. The fan's coming on. So what that means is it's likely a refrigerant issue. I got to put my gauges on. Probably got a leak in the system. So, well, let's see what happens. Okay, so a bit of a take 2 here. Couldn't. It was getting hard to concentrate. Let's just say there was too much cuteness around. Let's just go with that. So I came back here. I got it all apart now. And the compressor is not coming on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the capacitor, and I'm going to put one of these on here. This is called a compressor saver, and they're pretty sweet. What they are is they're actually a start capacitor and a relay, and what they do is they kind of give your compressor a bit of a boost. They're pretty slick. There's more to it than that, but that's not what this is about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these here on. It's a capacitor. I'm just putting that on for now, and we're going to see if I can get this compressor to actually start. That's step 1. So the compressor was not coming on, and I'm going to see if I can get the compressor to start. Okay, so I got everything wired up. I got the compressor saver on. I got the new capacitor on. So the compressor should come on, which we're about to find out if it does. Now, if you've been paying attention in the video, last video it froze up, and I thawed it, and I replaced the filter, and I let it come back on, and the compressor did run. So the question now is why isn't it running? Why was it running when it was freezing? Because obviously a compressor that's not running won't freeze. But now all of a sudden it isn't running. And I think the reason for that is because it's probably got low refrigerant, and a compressor is actually cooled by the refrigerant. So there's not enough refrigerant, it won't be cooled and it will overheat, and it'll cause some grief with the compressor. So what I need to do is give it a bit of a boost there and get it to come on. So that's why we put that compressor saver on, and I'm a big fan of compressor savers. I think they should be on. They will help a compressor start up if it's if it's not running, but it'll help a compressor that is running run properly. So I'm of the opinion we should be putting them on every single air conditioner. I wish manufacturers would put them on air conditioners right in the factory. So we're going to turn this thing on, and then we're going to see what happens with it. I have to put the phone down because I got to mess with the disconnect, and I got to turn this thing on. So we'll see if it comes on. Okay. So the compressor is running. These are the fancy digital gauges that we use, and it is this number here to start with. Should be above 100, and it is not. This number's getting kind of high though. So we have a couple issues. So let's let it run for a minute. But the good news is that the compressor's running. We got it to run. So the air conditioner's not dead quite yet. So we get to keep it for a little while longer maybe. But it looks like we're a little low on refrigerant. This one here should be above 100. Our other numbers, this isn't a negative. It should never be in a negative. It actually says below typical range. So what we do here is we got this hooked up to the refrigerant, and what we're going to do is we got to add some. We got to add some to see if we can get the numbers to come up to where they should be. So the reason I'm showing you this is not so that you can fix your own air conditioner. You're more than welcome to try, I suppose. You might have to buy a few tools, but that's not why I'm showing you. I'm just trying to show you what the process is for diagnosing an air conditioner. So, you know, we have a frozen up air conditioner, and it has to be thawed out. Doesn't matter if it's us that come out or you want to try to do this yourself. It has to be thawed out. The next step is get the air conditioner to run. Now, because I think it's low on refrigerant, my compressor stopped running, and you know, I tried to cool it down and leave it, but still wasn't running. So I put a new capacitor on and a compressor saver, and it'll get it to run. The beauty of putting a compressor saver on is it's not a waste of money. The next step we had to do is we had to add refrigerant. So it's a multi-step process. So we change the filter, do the easy stuff first, right? Make sure the outside is washed and clean. Then we got to start with the compressor saver, capacitor, and we got to add the refrigerant. So it's a multi-step process. It can be difficult to figure out what's going on. And the other thing is to find out, is it worth doing, right? I mean, this air conditioner is only 12 or 13 years old. It's still worth fixing, to be honest. I mean, if you had a bad compressor with it and it was going to cost the majority of you know, the majority of a new unit to fix, then yeah, you would consider it. But right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out how big of a leak it is, right? Because it has a leak. It's low on refrigerant. It has a leak. We need to add refrigerant to it. You should never have to. If your air conditioner was 50, 60 years old, in theory, it should never leak out refrigerant. It should last that long. My air conditioner clearly has a leak. So we have two steps. We want to figure out how big of a leak it is, and two, we got to find out where it is. So that's sort of the next step. Right now, what I want to do is, because it is 34 degrees out, right now, kind of the step is get the air conditioning on and get cooling. We do that for everyone, not just my wife. We do that for everyone. We want to make sure the air conditioning is running, get it cool, and we sort of start with that. Because after we add the refrigerant, we'll know how big of a leak it is. And then we can see what the next steps are to sort of take to fix it. So, anyway, that's the majority of a service call. I didn't want to bring you along for all of it, but that's the majority of a service call, kind of the mental process, the next step, the next step, the next step. So anyway, yeah, compressor savers. If you ever have a technician out, you should ask them about it. They're pretty good.